let's get into it.
Mr. President.
Is the threat real? Yes, sir, we believe it is.
Give Mr. Adler whatever he wants.
This wasn't part of the plan!
I know you won't fail us.
So, when the PS5 came out, I was thinking, yeah, I want to get a PS5, but what would be the first thing I get for a PS5? Do I want to be Demon Souls? I'm not really into the whole Souls type gaming. I have Bloodborne, Dark Souls, and Dark Souls 2, and I haven't played them yet, so I wasn't really feeling like that. And then I was thinking, maybe Watch Dogs, but you know, I don't know if I feel like that either. But one I was thinking, definitely I want to get for the PS5, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Like, the scene that sold me was the scene with Ronald Reagan, where he's talking. I'm just thinking, like, wow, that looks so amazing. So, it looks so realistic. And so, yeah, I decided to get Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War for the PS5 when I got a PS5. I wasn't going to get PS4, and, you know, one of my friends got it for PS4. He said, yeah, I was having fun with it, and so it's like, okay, good. I know I'm going to have a good time with the PS5 version when I eventually get that. When I eventually got my PS5. Well, now I have a PS5, and I did get it for the PS5, but it wasn't all perfect. See, the big issue, biggest one that hurt this game, was the fact that when you buy a physical copy for $60, I might add. I actually got this for $50 because it was on sale, but still, a lot of money for a game. But brand new system, want to get a brand new game for it. But so, they fail to tell you that when you buy this brand new copy, all you get on it is one multiplayer map and like 4 weapons you can use on that map in one mode. That is it. It's a glorified demo disc. That's all it is. And I know a lot of you saying, well, it says internet required right there. Yeah. I have a Black Ops 3 that says internet required on the front. Guess what? You can play the campaign and even multiplayer offline with bots. I have an Infinite Warfare cover that says require internet. Guess what? You can play the campaign and the multiplayer offline against bots without having to do any downloads or updates. So when I saw that this said internet required right here, I immediately thought, okay, they're just saying like the previous games. This is really an internet game, but you know, if you're offline only, you can still enjoy it. That's the message I got with previous games. Not with this one. Apparently, if you want to enjoy zombies, or full multiplayer, or the campaign, you need to get the hefty 50 gig update, okay? Plus, you have to, and they don't really give you this option anywhere, you have to go into the store, go to the Black Ops Cold War page, find the campaign chapters, and download them. Why there was not a huge thing in the game or even on the menu saying if you want to play the campaign, hit this button to download. It's like they didn't want people to play the campaign. I don't get it. But so yeah, that was the first big hit against this game. Even if this game was amazing, it would not get a perfect score just for that nonsense right there. But This game, I'm amazed it came out. Because if you kept up with news at all, last year when Modern Warfare came out, 2019 I'm talking about, they said that they fired like Sledgehammer Games from making the next one because they were having creative differences. And they went to Treyarch to make the next one. Treyarch just came off Black Ops 4 in 2018. They were supposed to have 3 years to make the next game. But Activision went up to them and said, hey, look, we need you to be done in 2 years. Okay, bye. Whoa, 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 what? What? Yeah, we fired the company that's supposed to do next year, so you got a year left to finish up what you're doing. So, see ya. Hold on. What? 1 second, please. You expect us to finish in a year? Well, you did it back in 2010. I mean, you should be able to do it again. Are we going to get extra money? Most likely not. What about more staff? I'll see. I doubt it. I mean, the development crunch for this must have been insane. I mean, they talked about development crunch being bad on like The Last of Us Part 2 or Cyberpunk, but like this, I would not be surprised to hear that they kept people in dungeons and whipped them if they didn't work, and that they were supposed to work 24/7 with no sleep and very little food and no interaction with their family. I mean, it is insane that they were able to finish this in a year when they thought they were getting 3 years to work on it. So, so moving on to the game itself. How's the story? What's it like? Well, the setting is awesome, okay? Imagine if you had something set in the 80s, but like the cool version of the 80s, not the lame, stupid version of the 80s that so many people are obsessed with. Okay? You understand what I'm saying? So like, you know, good music, neon lights, you know, that kind of 80s, not the what do you call those? Leg warmers and bright neon pink clothing and that weird art style that looks like someone threw shapes together. Or, you know, not that kind of 80s where you saw on TV most of the time. I'm talking about the cool kind, the kind that you saw in like Atomic Blonde, which, by the way, this game had like the identical setting to the movie Atomic Blonde, to the point that if Charlize Theron had just showed up in this game as the Atomic Blonde, I would not have been surprised. Like, oh, makes sense. I mean, the setting just feels so identical to it. Yeah, but I mean, this game felt like it belonged in the Atomic Blonde film series, especially with its locations. I mean, they have some really cool looking locations. They have a couple of Vietnam locations. They have a location in Cuba. Probably the best locations are the Berlin locations. I mean, the neon really pops with the ray tracing and, you know, shadows, and I mean, it's very visually impressive. Now, this game is very gorgeous to look at. But that being said, it doesn't feel next gen. It feels like I have a slightly souped up PlayStation 4 Pro. That's really about it. I mean, in all honesty, ray tracing has been a little overhyped. I mean, it's cool seeing light reflect out of puddles, but ultimately, it's not a game changer. And everyone was saying it was. And maybe ray tracing is just not being implemented as good as it can be. Maybe the things I've seen for ray tracing have been over buffed up so that it looks amazing. But, you know, it could be better. So, yes, this game looks great. But I've yet to see something on the PlayStation 5 that makes me go, there is absolutely no way a PS4 could play this. I haven't seen it yet. Now, the DualSense control features are good, but not crucial to the experience. So, one thing that kind of enticed me was the fact that they were saying every weapon has a different haptic feedback and trigger pull. The adaptive triggers are kind of a big deal with DualSense, and yeah, it is interesting to feel the restriction when firing a gun. And the haptic feedback is varied among the weapons. But if you get this for like Xbox or PC or PlayStation 4, you're not missing out a great deal. This is a feature exclusive to the PS5, and so the PS5 version does have that going for it. But if you get this on PS4, Xbox One, you're not going to be missing out terribly. It feels like a gimmick with this game. Maybe those features will ultimately just be gimmicks in total, but you know, for this game specifically, it feels kind of like a gimmick. Now, what I was surprised by was the 3D audio, especially with headphones on. I never really got why a lot of people do first-person games with headphones until I did Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War with headphones. And, I mean, I suck at multiplayer. I am not afraid to admit that. I am just the worst at multiplayer. Especially games like Battlefield. Alright? I knew a guy, he was obsessed with Battlefield. He had like a high kill count. And like, I walk out on the battlefield and I get shot. I walk out again, I get shot. I turn a corner, I get shot. I mean, like, I cannot kill anyone in a Battlefield online multiplayer game. Okay? And just, it feels like everyone has cheats enabled but me. But, using 3D audio, I started playing some multiplayer matches of Call of Duty, and I could hear someone coming from behind me with their footsteps. I hear a guy coming from that direction, and so, of course, I would turn around, have a little preemptive warning, and I was doing amazing. And it's like, I get it. I get why so many people wear headphones, because of audio. And PlayStation 5 has really nice implementation of 3D audio for this game. Hearing footsteps come from different directions. I mean, that alone was surprising. So, good job on the 3D audio. A couple of other games with 3D audio, it's not that impressive. So, now, the weapons are cool in this game, no doubt. I love the M4 machine gun with the strap wrapped all the way around it to the stock. I think that has always looked cool since the first Black Ops game. While the weapons are cool, there's not a lot of them. Not like in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. And the other thing, there's no underbarrel weapons at all in this game. Now, like, I get why they may not have like a flamethrower like there was in the first Black Ops game, but the fact that there's no shotgun underbarrel attachment, or more importantly, a grenade launcher underbarrel attachment. I mean, Vietnam was full of those. The Cold War with M16s, they weren't really M16s unless they had the underbarrel grenade launcher attachment. Okay? I mean, and the fact that this game, the only underbarrel attachments they have are foregrips. That's it. I mean, maybe that was something they cut because they only had 2 years to finish this. Yeah, so on to the story. The story is okay. It wasn't anything special. I mean, okay, it's serviceable. It's not the worst Call of Duty story I've ever played, but it's not the best either. And one thing that kind of hurts the story is the old voice cast is missing. Now, the new voice cast does their best to try and replicate the old one, but like the fact that the original Woods is gone, Sam Worthington isn't back, and even Ed Harris, that one kind of stung. I loved his Woods, and the new Woods, he does a good enough job trying to sound like Ed Harris, but, you know, it's just a little disappointing. At least the cutscenes look unbelievably gorgeous. Now, one unfortunate thing, everyone knows that with Call of Duty, there's going to be especially Black Ops, there's going to be a twist, you know, and it was obvious this entire game they were leading up to a big reveal twist. Now, admittedly, I didn't exactly see it, but I knew it was either going to be with my character or with wow, I can't remember his name. The Robert Redford character. There's a character that looks like Robert Redford with a really badass scar. The entire game, it felt like the twist was going to happen with me or with him. Alright? And then when the twist finally happens, like, okay, well, I didn't see that coming, but at the same time, it's kind of really anticlimactic. Just like, okay, so? That's the twist? Like, how does that work? Well, we don't have time. We gotta move on. I mean, I have some questions. Like, how does it work? It's like, well, we're moving on. This way I can press it, yeah. It's like, that was your best twist. Okay. Good thing about the story, though, is it has multiple endings. So, like, there are times where they say, hey, go either rescue this guy or kill him. And you can get to him, either rescue him or kill him. Leave no loose ends. And so because of stuff like that throughout the campaign, you have multiple endings. I think there's like somewhere like 7. I'm not sure if that's the case. I know there's more than 2. So that's one good reason why you want to play through the campaign again, to do different choices and to see the different endings. Now, something that comes back from Infinite Warfare, which I thought was never coming back, and I absolutely loved this, was there were these optional side missions you can do. Now, unlike Infinite Warfare, though, there's only 2. But these 2 side missions are really interesting because before you can play them, you have like all these pieces of evidence and you have to solve the riddle to each of them. So like one has these cards, it's like, okay, so we know that there are sleeper cells, but we don't know how they're communicated to, and we have some things here. If you can break this code, then we can find out what they're communicating and we can actually do this mission. And so that was a lot of fun, breaking those 2 riddles to those 2 side missions. And surprisingly, I did not have to go online to figure out how to do those. I almost did. But it's like, no. Treat it like if you're actually in the CIA. You have to figure this out yourself. How would this work? And I actually eventually got both of them solved. So that surprised me that I didn't have to go online to figure those 2 out. And they were 2 really fun side missions. I wish there were more of them, and there probably would have been if they were allowed another year to develop this. Now, on to multiplayer. I got to play around with it, and multiplayer is fun. But for some weird reason, some of the maps cannot have AI bots on them at all. And it's also weird that like some game modes, on certain maps you can have AI controlled bots, but other maps you can't. And then if you change the game mode, it changes. And so, like, really confusing, really unnecessarily confusing, a little weird, and it'd be nice if they implemented bots across all the maps. Okay? I haven't seen this done before, so I think it's kind of weird that they would have bots on some maps, but not all the maps. And then Zombies is back, but without the AI bots that were with Black Ops 4. So that's unfortunate. But Call of Duty Season 2 introduces a new zombie survival mode where basically you have to do these objectives while staying alive. It's not like the original zombie maps where it's like, okay, just stay alive, and if you get enough credits, you can unlock that door. And then get enough credits, you can unlock the next door. Get enough credits, unlock the next door. Get enough credits, and by that time you have waves and waves and waves and waves of enemies just piling on you. No, this zombie survival mode that's introduced in Season 2 is basically, okay, go to this objective, do this, go to that objective, do this, and then you can leave. You can call in for an evac chopper at any time, and then you gotta make it to the chopper and get out of there. That solo is a lot more fun than the standard zombie modes formula, which I really like. I'm looking forward to getting back into that again. And the other cool thing about the zombies mode in this Call of Duty is the fact that you can choose your starting weapon. Let me repeat that. You can choose your starting weapon. So if you want belt-fed machine gun as your starting weapon, you can get a belt-fed machine gun as your starting weapon. It is insanely awesome. You don't start off with a pistol every single time like previous zombie modes. So that is really cool. And of course, Season 2 does introduce new multiplayer maps. It's not a lot, but it does improve the limited amount of multiplayer maps we got with the base game. So, ultimately, I am looking forward to playing this again. Is this a crucial must-buy for the PlayStation 5? Not really. Is this a crucial must-buy? You can wait till it drops in price. I would say probably Modern Warfare was a better experience than this was. Seeing how Modern Warfare is still like $50 a year later, a lot of people probably agree with me on that. So, I do like some of the characters. Adler, that's his name, the Robert Redford looking guy. I'd like to see Adler again in another Call of Duty game. I don't know if we're going to see that, but... So, ultimately, I would say get this on sale when it's around $25-30 and make sure you have internet. If you're an offline gamer, if you can't get to a friend's house or a lounge with internet, this is going to be a waste of your time, a waste of your money. Don't bother with it at all. So you need internet to be able to enjoy that, at least to get everything downloaded. So anyway, that's been my review of Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Hope you guys enjoyed it. My name's Chris with 11th Hour Reviews, and that is all.